Mr. van der Burg, you came here, you came today from Holland to take part to this forum, Natural Gas and Development. Tell us your experience and your activities in Holland about the use of LNG in shipping.
Yeah, the use in LNG in shipping is of course, it's not so easy to give an answer in 1 minute, but you can do it because you want to save money, because otherwise you pay MGO or heavy fuel, and it's of course interesting if your LNG costs you less money. It could be a reason. At this moment, the price of oil is not so interesting if you compare it with LNG. So, at this moment, it's not really a financial issue. One of the reasons could be that you have respect for your sailing area. In our area, we have the Wadden Sea, the North Sea, and the ferry companies using LNG because they have respect for their sea, and they want to save emissions, and that's the reason. Otherwise, you can do it because of regulations. If you sail on the North Sea in the Seca area and use heavy fuel oil, you must do something. You can use scrubber technology, you can use MGO, or you can use switch over to LNG. And at this moment, different solutions are possible. And what we're seeing now is that more and more are choosing for LNG, because LNG is a fuel that gives you emission reduction. An after-treatment system costs you money, with the same result maybe.
And how can you finance all these activities?
Yeah, when we're starting with LNG in 2011, we thought, okay, we must have something like the NOx fund in Norway. So they give you money for the extra cost of a conversion or a new build, comparing with the traditional technology and the price. At this moment, we have no one funding. We have different fundings. And as I told in my presentation, we get funding in our because of our cooperation with our German neighbors. Because of the cooperation, we work together on innovations, in this case for the developments of LNG, we get funding. And also the Dutch government gives a lot of funding for LNG. We have special funds developed for LNG. So the funding comes from different ways.
Can you cooperate with the Greek shipping industry generally, or more specifically, which part of the Greek shipping industry can you cooperate in order to develop the LNG?
We have already some ideas. I talked with my German colleague. What could be the best way to start this cooperation? And the best way is that we come here with 10 or 15 key players about technology and talk with your key players in this part of the world, in Greece. So first talk with each other, try to find each other, talk about the technology, and everyone wants, of course, develop business. So our idea is to start in April next year with a business trip with key players from the northern part, Germany, Netherlands, and to visit your key players here.
Do you think the generally European Union wants to develop this industry?
Yeah, and when you want to develop this industry, you need extra funding, because the industry, it's not possible that the industry can do it on its own. So what you see in the European Union, that they funded a lot of things about LNG, infrastructure, ships, trucks. So, and the question is, of course, what's happening when the funding is stopped? So somewhere about 5 or 10 years there is no funding because of LNG. So in between 5 or 10 years the industry must function. With these extra impulses, it's now possible, but if we don't work on better business cases, all this funding is actually gone. So must function on its own. It starts with some funding, but you must see in the future that the funding is less, and then also get good business cases. We start in 2011. Shell gives a presentation, and I guess that was really a good presentation. They said, okay, in the future there is not one solution. Our district, the northern part Netherlands, northern part Germany, is, if you're looking to the infrastructure, quite good for LNG. But other districts in the world have other solutions. So there are more solutions in the future. And LNG, CNG is quite good for our district. But also other solutions are possible in the future. So no one solution as we saw the last 10, 20, 30 years. So more solutions, so you need more competence on the best, to look at the best solution.
Thank you very much.